Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make an announcement. In light of the recent increase in COVID cases in New Haven County, the Milford Health Department has advised that masking will be required during the October meeting of the Board of Aldermen, unless board members can maintain a proper social distance. If members of the board sit in every other seat, then vaccinated members will have the option to remove their masks. There has been no change in the policy for unvaccinated members, for the members of the general public as well. They are to remain masked at all times while inside city facilities. Masks are available in the front lobby. So with that, good evening. Today is Monday, October 4th, 2021. I welcome you to the October meeting of the Milford Board of Aldermen. Please join me as we salute our flag. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Alderman Beatty. Alderman Brudsner.
Here.
Alderman Gaynor.
Here.
Alderman Genentasio.
Here.
Alderman Golden. Alderman Hardiman.
Alderman Hardiman would like to be excused, Madam Secretary.
Alderman Harla. Alderman Marlowe.
Here.
Alderman Parente.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Here.
Alderman Sutton.
Here.
Alderman Tranquilli.
Here.
Alderman Vitro.
Here.
Alderman Vitale. Here. Alderman Willis.
Here.
13 are present.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. 13 present. We do have a quorum. The next portion of our meeting is devoted to public comment. Statements are strictly limited to the legislative function of the Board of Aldermen. It should be specified, noting that this board does not have jurisdiction over, nor may it act on any matter involving educational policies or curriculum. Please use every effort to limit your speaking to the limit to 3 minutes. Please use every effort to limit public speaking to the permissible business of this Board of Aldermen. The time limit granted is again 3 minutes. Residents, taxpayers, and electors may address the board at this time. The board encourages speakers not to express derogatory, insensitive, or offensive statements, or to engage in personal attacks against individuals. In order for everyone an opportunity to speak, I'd ask that everyone please limit their comments to 3 minutes. Anyone wishing to address the board can do so at this time. Please step up to the podium and announce your name and address clearly for the secretary. For the record, thank you very much.
Okay, it's live. Hello, my name is Susan Brown, 43 Village Road in Milford. I am a resident of Milford, and I am a member of All In for Milford, a grassroots alliance of hundreds of community residents and at least 20 organizations that are based in Milford. All In for Milford is striving to make the city of Milford a place where everyone can live, everyone has a voice, and everyone can thrive. I believe everyone in this room shares these values and goals. I am joined here tonight by several members of All In for Milford. All In for Milford was founded in January of 2021. We have worked with the Juneteenth organization on the Green. We have held a police forum. We have planning and zoning committee meetings. So we are involved in the community and more than just in the statement that I am making today. As I am representing All In for Milford today, we are talking about the American Rescue Plan Act, in which Milford is receiving $26 million in funds. We know and appreciate that the city is working to meet the October 31st reporting deadline for the city plan. We also understand that changes can be made to the plan up until 2024. The ARPA funds are truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to help our city and its residents. Last Monday, All In for Milford held a public virtual forum regarding ARPA, and over 60 residents of Milford registered. We also had participants from both state and federal government, and we hoped some of you would be able to join us, and we regret that you were unavailable. At the forum, we discussed the millions of dollars that Milford is going to receive. Participants were curious about the types of proposals that had been submitted already, and we also had several ideas generated from the forum. The group of participants was concerned about the process not only for submitting ideas, but also the process for choosing the projects that will be funded. As I said, I am here tonight on behalf of All In for Milford with the hope of learning more and sharing the community concerns. The community would like to know when Milford residents will be able to review the list of submitted proposals and add to the list. The community is concerned that the working group does not include residents of Milford, but city employees and 2 aldermen. The people of All In for Milford would like to know when residents will be able to provide feedback to proposals, and when Milford residents can engage in a more meaningful conversation regarding the proposals and the decisions that will be made regarding all of this money. Thank you very much for your time.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the board at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item number 3, Alderman Sutton. Consideration of minutes for the regular meeting held September 13th, 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the board approves the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen held on September 13, 2021.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 4, there are no special meeting minutes to consider. Agenda item number 5, Chairman's report. I just was very impressed about the half of the city enjoyed the annual Porch Fest. We had one fantastic weekend, and everyone seemed to really enjoy it. I think that's a great second annual event, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed it. Agenda item number 6, Mayor's report and recommendation. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I have to agree with you, Alderman Vitro. It was a beautiful weekend to listen to some music on folks' porches. I think there was 100 bands that played all across town. It was a great event that was even better because of the beautiful weather. With that, I do respectfully request your consideration action on the one item on the agenda, item 8A, for your consideration. If you have any questions, I am happy to answer those.
Mr. Chair.
Alderman Vitale.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, through you, I don't know if it would be appropriate at this point. My question would be appropriate at this point or unfinished business, but the question is, because it's past October 1st, have we finally decided on a smoking area for cannabis? And where is it?
So, Mr. Chairman, through you to Alderman Vitale, immediately before October 1st, the city designated an area in consultation with the Board of Aldermen. Notification was sent out to the leadership, to Alderman Giantasio and the majority leader and the majority leader in the chair. And you should have all, through your caucus, received those notices, the notice. But yes, the area of consideration over by 0 Roses Mill Road was selected. That 2.5 acre property, there has been a sign that has been installed that lays out that as the area. Again, notification was sent to the 2 respective caucuses.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor, but I don't know, but I didn't get it. Maybe something went wrong. The other question is, will there have to be any site modifications, such as lighting, tables, receptacles? I know you said signage is there, but are there going to be any other alterations to that area?
At this point, the enabling legislation that requires that site to be there does not spell out that we need any of those accoutrements. We have identified that area does have good lighting. There is a Cobra head light basically directly above where the signage is installed. It's a 4,000 Kelvin light, and it's very bright. And again, the sign does indicate that the area of consideration right now is within 15 feet of the signage.
Thank you. And again, to reiterate, that's next to, adjacent to Barnes & Noble on that little area. Is that correct?
Closer to the Roses Mill Roads side, but yes, adjacent to that area.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your report. We'll open under agenda item number 7. There is no unfinished business. Moving on to agenda number 8. Moving on to new business, Alderman Sutton, agenda item number 8A.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the board approves the request pursuant to Connecticut General Statute Section 8-24 and subject to a favorable recommendation from the Planning and Zoning Board for the acceptance of a deed in lieu of taxes for the acquisition of 0 Northmore Road, map 39, block 613B, parcel 27, 0 Eastmore Road, map 39, block 613B, parcel 27A, 0 Northmore Road, map 39, block 613B, parcel 27B, 0 Oakdale Avenue, map 39, parcel 613B, parcel 27D, and 0 Northmore Road, map 39, parcel 613, parcel 4F, and to authorize the mayor and city attorney to take all steps necessary to effectuate said acquisition, including signing all documents.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Chair, just as brief background, Attorney Michael Karen, whose parents left in the state had properties that incorporate this approximate 15 acres of 5 parcels in the Morningside area of town. We're looking to gift this parcel or these 5 parcels to the city for open space type purposes. You have a map that was left on each of your chairs. In the designated pink area is the parcel at issue, or the 5 parcels at issue. In the yellow areas, those are areas of existing City of Milford open space that are adjacent to the parcel in consideration to be gifted to the city. This is an 824 action that's required. Usually the Planning and Zoning Board makes a recommendation to the Board of Aldermen, but in this case, the Board of Aldermen is reviewing this first, and then assuming that the action is favorable, it will then go to the Planning and Zoning Board for their review as well. In your packet, our City Open Space and Sustainability Manager, Jeremy Grant, has provided you a brief background of the property and its importance to Milford.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the mayor. Is there any area within this parcel that will require any kind of maintenance?
I'm going to invite Jeremy Grant up, but a lot of it is wetlands area. A lot of it is already naturally maintained. I don't think that anyone presently maintains that area. That doesn't mean that into the future there won't be some type of maintenance requirement, but Jeremy, can you provide us some brief background?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you, Mr. Chairman. I don't want to speak for Public Works, but currently the property is not being maintained. It is actually the 5 parcels that are before us tonight actually do not abut any residential property. So what we're going to basically have is they're just strictly abutting paper streets. So even if a tree falls in one of them, it's not something that we're going to have to come in and clear. The area is just a natural inland wetlands open space area. It's currently just, untouched. It's, preserved in its natural state. So it should just continue to be left in that way.
So, Mr. Chair, just to follow up. So, Jeremy, you're indicating the fact that within the near future, there probably will be no area within that parcel that really needs upkeep at a point in time where a neighbor might say, this is really getting overgrown, you got to come in, you got to do something with it? I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just like anticipating, as we've already all have experienced the idea, we buy a parcel and we think it's going to be maintenance free, then all of a sudden somebody has a problem with it, and then we have to get in there and we have to own it as far as public works, more work on their part.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and thank you. That is, always a consideration and concern. And one of the reasons why these 5 open space areas, these 5 parcels, will be very beneficial to the city is because they already connect to 9 existing open space parcels that the city owns. What this is basically going to do is just, kind of enclose that area to be something that is preserved. What it's not going to do is go directly onto a neighboring property, because there is the paper street buffer that's already between it.
So as far as you're concerned, at this point, and very near in the future, there will not have to be any maintenance required on that?
There's nothing that we see in the near future for any type of maintenance.
Thank you.
Alderman Giannatasio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, good evening to the members of the board, and good evening, Manager Grant. Was there any discussion, maybe this question is to the mayor, with the Morningside Association for the possibility, you mentioned open space purposes, for the potential of, at some point down the road, that some of this area, not all of it, I assume most of it is wet, but there must be some specific parcel or piece that can be utilized for a gathering center or some type of a, casual setting, maybe a few benches to maybe enhance the Morningside community in that respect? Has there any conversation like that or any thought going into that?
Mr. Chairman, through you to Alderman Giannatasio, this will be city-owned open space. Benches for passive recreation are absolutely appropriate if they lend itself, if there's walking trails or things of that nature that are established that would benefit from an auxiliary bench, places to gather. I know that Morningside has its own little parkette nearby and several different areas where the association gathers at 4th of July and other community celebrations. Will this be one more place where that community can gather? Likely. This area does have a lot of wetlands and trees, and again, we don't have any plans to take down any of those trees or in that area, so it wouldn't be wide open spaces. But if local hikers would like to establish some walking paths into the future, I think that, to me, that sounds appropriate. And if benches are part of that, that sounds appropriate as well.
Just to follow up, Mr. Chairman, through you. I know this is coming before us as an 824, and this is a very generous donation. Was this through the estate of the person that owned it previously? And have all of the homeowners, property owners in Morningside, are they aware of this, what's before us? Have they been notified?
This was a offer that was made from the son of the Karens. He's the executor, is my understanding, of their estate. and he's also a local attorney in town. This property doesn't abut any of the neighbors' properties. It abuts already existing city open space. I do not believe that he advertised it to any of the neighbors. Again, this is a private donation from the estate of, local Milford residents to the city. That's where the offer came from. I don't think that they have notified the neighbors in the area, but I just don't know. There's certainly no statutory requirements to do so.
Okay, thank you for that, Mayor Blake. I'm sure that the residents would probably be most appreciative in this circumstance, and the ability for the city to add to its open space. So no further questions, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Is there any more discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda, agenda item number 9, there is no new business. Agenda item number 10, there are no budget memo transfers. Agenda item number 11, moving on to refunds. Alderman Sutton, there is a motion and a second.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that the board approves the refunds in the amount of $43,070.08.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 12, are there any reports from any of the standing committees? I don't see any. Move on to agenda item number 13. Are there any reports from any of the special committees? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.